ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां नारायणेन प्रतिताम् मध्ये भारतं गीतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीं ज्ञानशालिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुदधामि गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Guruji, I think your noise suppression is on, because of which it is taking your voice as noise and the other one as signal. Okay.
What was that?
Because your noise suppression is on, so it is taking your voice as noise and the other one as signal. So it is suppressing your voice. When the crackle sound comes, it is elevating the sound of the crackle and suppressing your voice.
Yeah, somehow these artificial intelligence people, they must be taught Vedanta, I think. So some natural intelligence we need to give them. Okay. So once again, happy Deepavali to all of you, and it's a great festival. And as kids, we used to enjoy it. Even though as adults, we don't really, at least I don't engage in this, crackers and all that. But the spirit is always there. It's all there in our heart. We just have other interests, so we don't literally go and do that. But people are doing it. They're there outside. This time is just it's a joyful time for everybody, and everybody, regardless of how young or how old they are in the streets. So I think we have to thank our stars for being born in this culture, and the significance also is there. So Narakasura Vadam is one explanation that's given. So dharma abhivriti. The dharma triumphing over adharma is one meaning that is given, which is good. I think we need that. We need that constantly. Every day should be a Deepavali. That's how it should be. And so that's a great celebration. It's a celebration that reminds us that dharma is important, because there are times when people get used to this adharma. So they have to be told, hey, you can't convert adharma into dharma. And then we get used to it. And so hopefully the significance of the Deepavali is also told by these newspapers and other media, so that when people at least they hear it, said, oh, I see, that's the significance. And then of course, tamasoma asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya. These are the popular, all of us know this. Asatoma sadgamaya. So that light of knowledge, light of dharma is one story. The light of knowledge, may that remove ignorance. Look at that. May it remove ignorance. What ignorance? This Atma Ajnanam may it remove. All knowledge, ignorance has to go. Every piece of knowledge, ignorance has to go. Otherwise, we don't, clarity won't be there. यहाँ पर भी ऐसा ही है. सतोमा सद्गमय, तमसोमा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतम गमय. Amritam is not possible. For the human body, Amritam is not possible. Correct? Everybody has been trying very hard to become Amrita. And all yogis are all standing on their head and trying. And no, we believe in yoga. We believe in all that. And we all of us have to do yoga and all, at least to some extent. And see, all this back and all that, it's a problem. Especially for Vedanta teachers, it's a constant problem. Because we are sitting all day. Literally, we are sitting all day. And so yoga is needed. That's how they invented yoga, I think. The yoga must have been invented by rishis who are sitting all day. I think that must be the history. Anyway, so they're all trying to wellness. Wellness is so important, very important. Obviously, without wellness, how Vedanta we can study? Can we sit here in class with all body pain and all that? It's not possible. And so we want that. But Amritam is not possible. Amritam is different. Amritam is death free. I want to be free from death. Hey, but I thought you wanted to go to heaven. But without dying, how will you go to heaven? That is the question I generally ask people. They say. So we have to learn to accept certain realities. And we are studying those realities. Vedanta is a study of realities. Which Swamiji will say, Vedanta will make a person human, normal. Normal. We just want to be normal human beings. We don't want to levitate and this and that. Extraordinary, nothing extraordinary happens here. All extraordinary things Swamiji will just demolish. Like pataka, pat, demolish. And so that's what attracted me to Vedanta. So anyway, Deepavali, and let us invoke the grace of all our acharyas, of Krishna, of Adi Shankaracharya, and all our gurus. Let us think of them today, so that let them watch over us and provide us the right circumstances for us to pursue the Shastra. That's my prayer for today. Thank you. Happy Deepavali to all of you. Okay, let's chant. Okay. So let's start from say 24. Aham hi sarva yajnanam
अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां
भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च
भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च
न तु मामभिजानन्ति
न तु मामभिजानन्ति
तत्त्वेनातश्च्यवन्ति ते
तत्त्वेनातश्च्यवन्ति ते
यान्ति देवव्रता देवान्
यान्ति देवव्रता देवान्
पितॄन् यान्ति पितृव्रताः
पितॄन् यान्ति पितृव्रताः
Bhutani yanti bhutejyah.
भूतानि यान्ति भूतेज्याः
Yanti madhyajinopi mam.
यान्ति मध्याजिनोऽपि माम्
Patram pushpam phalam toyam.
पत्रं पुष्पं फलं तोयम्
Yo me bhaktya prayachati.
यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति
Tadaham bhaktyupahritam.
तदहं भक्त्युपहृतम्
Ashnami prayatatmanah.
अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः
Yat karoshi yadashnasi.
यत्करोषि यदश्नासि
Yajjuhoshi dadasi yat.
यज्जुहोषि तदासि यत्
Yattapasyasi kaunteya.
यत्तपस्यसि कौन्तेय
Tat kurushva madarpanam.
तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम्
Shubha shubha palairevam.
शुभाशुभफलैरेवम्
Mokshyase karma bandhanaihi.
मोक्ष्यसे कर्मबन्धनैः
Sannyasa yoga yuktatma.
सन्न्यासयोगयुक्तात्मा
Vimukto mamupaishyasi.
विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि
Samoham sarvabhuteshu.
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु
Na me dveshyosti na priyaha.
न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रियः
Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya.
ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या
Mayi teshu chapyaham.
मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्
Api chet suduracharaha.
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः
Bhajate mamananyabhak.
भजते मामनन्यभाक्
Sadhureva samantavyah.
साधुरेव समन्तव्यः
Samyak vyavasito hi saha.
सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः
Yeah. So that is the shloka that we have to study today. So until 28, we saw the last class that that the Sakama Bhakti, Nishkama Bhakti. That is the topic. And the objection was, your Krishna is a very interesting man. And he seems partial to me. If you give him what he likes, then he will also give you. But if somebody is just being whatever they are, then Krishna may get upset. And he says, you are this bhakta, that bhakta, artha bhakta, artharthi bhakta, this, that, and all. He categorizes you all, and then based on that, he gives phalam. Gives a result. And he just keeps on enjoying life. He plays the flute whenever he wants, and then he's watching all these Kauravas, Pandavas, and then nicely he's laughing away. And he's having a lot of fun. But I'm not having that kind of fun. At least Rama, if you say Ram to Bhagavan hai, I can accept because Ram also struggled a lot and I can relate to Ram because my life also is a struggle and therefore I can accept Ram as Bhagavan. So Dharma Purushaha, Ramaha, Vigrahavan Dharmaha. So that I can understand. I like Ram. But this Krishna I can't accept. he's telling all kinds of stuff. He's basically indirectly saying, if you please me, I will help you and I will also please you. This is like you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Okay, I don't accept this. Then Krishna says, wait a minute. I'm smiling because I am Ananda Swarupa. I also want you to smile because you also are Ananda Swarupa. If you say I refuse to study Bhagavad Gita, what can I do? Bhagavad Gita is not only for Arjuna. You think it is only for Arjuna, but really speaking, it is meant for everybody. And it is not that guy. You can't don't blame me for that. Okay, and so I will keep smiling because if God doesn't smile, then who will smile? Who is there to smile? At least God must have a nice, pleasing face. All our murtis, they have pleasing face. And our devatas, you look at anybody, look at Meenakshi, look at anybody, their face will be beautiful, very appealing. You look at it, that's it over. Our mind becomes calm. That's why one of the advantages of going to temple is you can sit there and then just nothing. You don't have to do anything. Just it becomes calm. Mind becomes calm. And so that is what we saw in the 29th. Krishna was responding to that. He said, hey, samoham sarva bhuteshu. I am the same in all. First of all, I am in all beings. Let's first understand that. Then I am the same also in all beings. I am same. I am not partial in all that. I am the same Ananda Swarupa. Atma is what is a content of every being. Okay. And not only that, name dveshyaha name priya. I don't have any, I don't hate anybody, neither do I love anybody more than others. I leave it all to them. I leave it all to them. Yeah, because you wanted free will, I gave you free will. And so then you have to use your free will. Free will can be used, it can be abused, it can be misused. All these things are possible. But I can't tell you not to misuse free will because that is free will. That is the definition of free will. That which can be used, misused, and abused is free will. And so, like the free wheel of the car, free wheel of the car, you can go any way you want. Okay? And so, this we saw in the last class. So now, now he is from now onwards, 30 to the end of the chapter, which is 34. He's going to talk about the glory, the beauty of bhakti, glory of bhakti. Okay, this is Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam, this chapter. But he's talking about the glory of bhakti in these 4 or 5 shlokas. Okay, bhakti means devotion, relating to God is called bhakti. That's it, in a simple way. If I can relate to Bhagavan, then I have bhakti. That's it, over. That relationship is bhakti. And because I can relate to our own people, our children, our parents, our husband, wife, all these things we relate, and we can express that relationship, we can express love, we all understand love. And therefore, I can relate to Bhagavan also. And that's why it's very important to grow up in a particular culture. Religious culture is critical for us to enter into Vedanta. Our whole life, the way I analyze it, it is all growing into something and then growing out of something. Is it not? Growing into something. Food. Food is natural for any person to take. You have food, then you have food, then afterwards, what? Then you realize, oh, I should not live to eat. I must eat to live. It takes a while to appreciate all that. And you can't appreciate it unless you live to eat. And then you go to the doctor a few times and he pokes holes on you. Then you realize, oh, I see. Not life is not like that. Yeah, life is not like that. So you have to live to eat. Then you realize I have to eat to live. That's it. Like this, we grow in, grow out, grow in, grow out. Everywhere it's like this. I see this. You want to serve the community, you become a leader, this, that. Now, previously, consumer, constantly consuming. Then you realize, oh, I can serve the community. Yeah, serve the community. Take from the community, then you give to the community. First, you have to take. Without taking, you can't give. Only the taker has to say, I think this is not right. I have the capacity to give, so I will keep giving. So then you give, give, give. So there's always growing in, growing out, growing in, growing out. And therefore, that bhakti is such an important aspect of every religious person. Religion itself means bhakti is automatic. And so bhakti is easy. One of the greatest glories is what? Bhakti is easy, it is natural. It's natural. You don't have to teach somebody. Once you grow in the culture, automatically bhakti is there for us. That is why the non-religious people can sometimes have a lot of problem with everything. They have problem with everything. And religious people also have problems. Okay, I'm not ignoring that. We are not here. In our Vedanta class, we don't ignore anything. We just look at every aspect properly. But I'm saying, just from a perspective here, that religious life gives us an entry into the whole culture, Sanatana Dharma. And then you ask the question, what is Sanatana? When everything is Anityam. Everything is Anityam. Our Shastram says that. Other Shastrams also may say that. But they don't seem to say that, because they say heaven is Nityam. And then we say, hey, heaven also is Anityam. So that's the beauty. That's the step up we get. Then nothing is Sanatana. Sanatana means eternal. Hey, when everything is Anityam, what are you talking? Krishna's life itself is Anityam. What is Sanatana? Hey, Sanatana means that Atma, which is the essence of all the Anitya Vastu, is Sanatana. This Dharma that talks about that Nitya Vastu is called Sanatana Dharma. Is a way to understand it. Otherwise, somebody will come and question you. Eternal Dharma means what eternal Dharma? Krishna himself has said, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. So that eternal Dharma is glani, is being what? Declining. Dharma is declining. He says, then I will come, he says. So that means you have to put up with the decline. Correct? Dharma is not constant. There will be a decline. Then Dharma has to rise. Like right now, in India and other places, people are becoming aware of a lot of things. And some very interesting things are happening. So you can see the Dharma up and down, fluctuating, all that you can see. So therefore, that cannot be Sanatana. Sanatana means eternal, unchanging, Nitya Dharma. That is the meaning. And no Dharma is Nitya, my dear friend. Unless you come to Atma, there is nothing that is Nitya. Okay. So therefore, this Bhakti is the gateway to understanding all these things. And it's very natural. As a child, we learn all these things. Do Namaskar, Puja, then do all these things. Every culture, North may there is a particular way they do, and in South they do a particular way. And whatever it is, all these things, just from this onwards, it's just so amazing. That Bhakti is there. And so therefore, Sartha Bhakti is there. For a child, examination Bhakti. Exam Bhakti. Just before exam, the child becomes very religious. Oh, he's coming and then he's doing Namaskar. Mother is wondering, what? This fellow, my son, without asking, he's going to the puja room and all. What happened? These days I've been pushing him all along. You have to say the shloka, that shloka, I've been pushing him. Because exams are coming up. That is the key. Okay, fine. That's good. Artha Bhakti. And therefore, Bhagavan Narayana is called what? Okay, Artha means what? A devotee in distress, right? When the distress is there, the fear just mounts and cannot handle that fear. That time you just surrender. So that Narayana is called Artha Trana Parayana. Correct? Artha Trana Parayana. What is the meaning of that? Artha is that Bhakta who is in distress, who is suffering from some problem, some fear is there, and fear of disease or fear of something. that person is Artaha. Then Trana means protection. Tranaha. Trahimam, right? Trahimam, Pahimam. Then Trana, protection. Protection. So, and Parayanaha, the expert, the skill, the Nipunaha, the greatest person, the expert who can protect the Arthaha is Arthatrana Parayanaha. And Bhagavan Sri Narayana has that name. Okay. And how many of you know that there is a stotra called Arthatrana Parayana Stotra? There is a stotram called like that. Okay. And if you look at that stotram, it talks about various bhaktas who were in distress and who got saved by Nara. And in our Puranas, we know all these stories. We know this Karin, the elephant we know, who was caught by the crocodile and he prayed to Narayana. So Narayana came with the chakra. And the shloka has all that. Very nice it was. So then Prahalada is there. Prahalada also was just harassed by his father. And how, we don't hear about the emotional, turmoil that Prahalada must have gone through. We don't hear about it at all. No comic book, no Hamachitragatha talks about it. It is okay. And, but it must be the child must have had a lot of conflict, but he stood his ground. So that is great. And so this first sloka here it says, four lines are there. Then he says, Shat Shakshinaha Santi. There are 6 data points, 6 evidences. Okay, what are those 6? Prahladascha, Vibhishanascha, Karirat. Kari means elephant. Okay, Raja, king of elephants. Karirat, Panchali means our Draupadi, and then Ahalya, and then Dhruvaha. Dhruva, very famous, right? We know all these stories. And so that is the first shloka which introduces all the 5, 6 characters of this Ashtaka. Okay. Then uh, then look, then this our elephant. So Nakragrastapadam. Nakragrastapadam means the one whose feet are caught by Nakra. Nakra means Makara. Makara means crocodile. Okay. Nakragrastapadam samudhritakaram dhammesha deveshwaraha पान्वित्यात्तरवं निशम्य karinam deveshu ashakteshwapi karinam. That kari, that elephant, ma bhaishihi. Okay. Narayana, what did he tell Karina? This elephant, ma bhaishihi, don't be afraid. Ma bhaishihi iti yahararaksha. Like that, the one who protected this elephant, Makarat, from the crocodile Makarat, Chakrena tam samharan. Chakrena, this chakra, right? Vishnu chakra is there. So Chakrena samharan, that Makaram samharan, the last line. Artatrana parayanas bhagavan narayano me gatihi. Artatrana parayanas bhagavan narayano me gatihi. Like that, every shloka ends with that line. So that Narayana, who is Bhagavan and who is the Arthatrana Parayanaha, who protects people in distress, like this Kari, like this elephant, like that lot of shlokas are there. Prahladaha, then Draupadi, like that one shloka dedicated to each of those. Thus is there. So therefore, that idea is true, and that is how the bhakti develops. Because something must be there in return. God will protect me. That is very clear. I need the protection, and there are certain circumstances where only God can protect. Only Bhagavan can protect. Therefore, that devotion will be constant, and with greater maturity, that devotion will grow. Will grow. Okay, we saw to some extent all of that, and so Swami Paramarthanandaji says, even psychologically, the bhakti helps a person tide over all difficulties, because a human being is born, but born fresh. Even though so many lives and all we say have gone through, but those experiences are not there here. The disease is there, and sudden death, accidents, this, that are there. So family, all this, we suffer because somebody else in the family is suffering. All these things one has to go through again, despite having gone through it in the past also. But we don't seem, it appears as though we have not learned from the past. Appears, because if I'm shocked when somebody in the family is sick, that means what? That means, hey, this is how life has been for you all along, my dear friend. And so why you're shocked by this? Yeah, it looks as though we're not. So here Paramarthandaji says, bhakti neutralizes a lot of that. Bhakti is our shock absorber. Shock absorber. So whatever shock comes, bhakti will help me absorb all that. And so it seems they've done some research. Swamiji was quoting, even during terminal illnesses, okay, they're able to tide through that. Means accept what comes, etc. Bhakti, God is there. God will do the right thing. So like that. Very beautiful, beautiful attitude. And so, Artha Bhaktaha, then stage Artharthi Bhaktaha, then Bhakti is constant. And then, of course, then Jignasu Bhaktaha will come, etc. Is going to come. And so, Sri Krishna will present this bhakti in different ways throughout Bhagavad Gita. Okay, in 12th chapter, he's going to say, meditate on me. Meditate on me as Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa Dhyanam Kuru. And then he says, if you can't do Vishwarupa Dhyanam, then you do Ekarupa Ishtadevata Dhyana. You have an Ishtadevata, right? Okay. Then that's your Devata. Then just meditate on that Devata. You can't do that. Then offer whatever you do. Offer it as a yajna. Offer it as a yajna. Means it's my duty. I'm doing my duty into this cosmic yajna. I'm doing my duty. Even though it is purely for my family, etc. I'm doing my duty. Offer it. I'll do it. And the result will come. Then Krishna says, if you can't do that, then whatever comes, you take it as prasada. Prasada buddhi. So he's giving a gradation there. Gradation. So like that, Krishna talks about bhakti. And so we also saw another type of bhakti, which is what? That Ekarupa bhakti. Means my devata is just one devata. Saraswati, Lakshmi, Krishna, Rama, okay, Hanuman. Okay, that's my devata. And so Ekarupa bhakti is the easiest bhakti. Means you visualize, you always go to that temple and you connect to that devata, that is the devata. Perfect. Ekarupa bhakti. Then he says, if you've done that, then do Vishwarupa Dhyana. Vishwarupa bhakti means what? Hey, my devata only will solve problems. No, what about other people? You think they're all fools or what? Then no, every devata, the devata is meant for us to connect. And then Krishna says, right, I am the one who finally is giving all you're asking for through all these various devatas. And so you're ready to do Vishwarupa Bhakti. You are now Vishwarupa Bhaktaha. Then Vedanta, Arupa Bhakti. Correct? Arupa Bhakti. Why? Because all rupas are Nama Rupa or Mithya. And so you have to begin to recognize that Arupa Atma, Arupa Sachidananda Atma. So like that, different ways of bhakti will be talked about, has been talked about also. And so, that Bhagavan Ishvara Kripa. Bhakti means what do I get out of bhakti? I get Ishvara Kripa. Correct? Bhakti is for whose sake, if I ask? Is it for God's sake or is it for my sake? It's pretty obvious. God doesn't need your bhakti. If gets angry without my bhakti, then what I have to do is like they change parties from Congress, they go to BJP, BJP to TMC, TMC to Congress, Congress to BJP. They keep on going around. These fellows have no conscience, is not there, period. And so like that, I have to switch from that God. Because, hey, God, you yourself are a bit shaky. You need my namaskar in order for you to be calm. That means that kind of God I don't want. That is smartness. That is smart. So Ishvara Kripa is needed. Then we begin to learn that that Atma Kripa is also needed. What is Atma Kripa? Atma Kripa means, hey, you have to also stand up, learn to stand up on your legs, and you also have to have some confidence that things will work and things will work out. And whatever is happening for a reason, and it's very difficult, tough. I'm tough times right now, and yeah, tough times right now. I understand. Don't worry, just pass through. This too shall pass, and that clarity has to be there. That is called Atma Kripa. That is Atma Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, Atma Kripa. Then after a while, then Pariksha Lokan happens, then you begin to analyze all this, then Shastram comes into the picture. Shastram. Oh, there is something called Shastram that I have to study. Simply doing stuff and then going to temple and coming is not enough. Shastram. Adhyaya pravachanabhyanna pramaditavyam. And all these classes and all that, Purana, the Bhagavata Saptah and all becomes big in our life. And then what? That is called Shastra Kripa. Then after some time, there is one more Kripa that is needed, and that is called Guru Kripa. Guru Kripa. Because without Guru, Shastra cannot be unfolded. Stories anybody can say. That Atma, how Atma can give you that Kripa? Only a Guru can unfold. Therefore, Guru Kripa. 4 types of Kripa. Right? So, Ishvara Kripa, Atma Kripa, Shastra Kripa, and Guru Kripa. So bhakti is the doorway to all these things. Bhakti is natural. Even a child who can't even speak a word appreciates bhakti. Okay, no problem there. Therefore, that bhakti mahatmyam is being talked about by Krishna in these shlokas, starting from this current shloka number 30. Apiche durachara, sudurachara. Okay. Sudurachara, acharaha, conduct. Duracharaha, wrong conduct, adharmic conduct. Suduracharaha, a person who's used to this. Used, he doesn't even have time to say whether I'm right or wrong. That kind of person is Sudurachara. Okay. That means a repeat offender. Is criminal. Could be a criminal also. Sudurachara. Repeat offender. They use some terms. In America, I've heard all these words. Repeat offender. And anyway, person who is given to this wrong deeds, okay, constant felony and this constantly getting arrested, this is what happens. So some teenagers and all. I don't know. Here the news we don't see in the US the local news. Every day you will see some arrest and this and that. Constantly teenagers being arrested, and you constantly see it. And just now, as I'm talking, I'm realizing that, here in India, I don't watch TV much at all, but you don't see all that. You see big crime scams, 2000 crore scam and all that we see. But all these the teenagers, committing all these offenses, we don't see that much on TV anyway. But in newspaper, you see sometimes. But that kind of a repeat offender. Suduracharaha. Suduracharaha chet api. Even if that person is this kind of a repeat offender, okay, given to wrong conduct, and if that person bhajate, if that person decides, bhajate, mom, decides to worship me, recognizes me, and in what way he recognizes me? Ananya bhak. These are all very critical words that many people will ignore. Okay, Ananya bhak. Ananya bhak means what? Perchance this person recognizes Bhagavan is there. Even a criminal will go to the temple. Why? Hey Bhagavan, tonight I am going to this colony. I have identified the house also. I've been watching this house for many days now. And I know what is the weak link in this house. I figured out. Okay. And this person has gone abroad also. And occasionally some people are coming. So I think this is going to be easy. But hey Bhagavan, keep it easy for me, okay? Bhakti is there. This fellow has a lot of bhakti, in fact. More bhakti than many other people. Perchance this fellow decides. Something happens. Says, no, this can't be right. I need to change. And not just I need to change, and Krishna is saying, Ananya Bhak. One who looks at this person, who looks at me as somebody who is not other than himself. Ananya is such an important word here. Ananya. Krishna is using that. He is not separate from me. See, sometimes I find this. I find what happens. People who are given to a lot of unrighteous acts, let's put it that way. And so when they change, what happens? Their change is just dramatic. Dramatic means dramatic. They've just taken off. They've just changed their life, discipline, tapas, everything happens. I think they just realize, my God, this is what I've been doing. So it's possible. So maybe Krishna is referring to that here also. And he says, Mam Ananya Bhag. Ananya Bhag means one who thinks of Bhagavan as not different from me. That's so important here. Sadhureva samantavyaha. Saha, that person who was a sudurachara, okay, he may be serving time in jail, okay, serving time. This serving time means something comes to me. There is not enough time. Nobody has time. The Kali Yuga, right? Nobody has time. You ask anybody, everybody is running around. And it's a virus. Nobody has time for anything. There is not enough time unless you are serving it. I read this statement long ago. It's still there in my head. And long ago, some 35, 40 years ago, I read it somewhere. There is not enough time unless you're serving it. So, very interesting. Serving time means being in jail. That is a mean. So, anyway, that person is a sadhu, he says. Krishna is saying, sadhu revasa mantavyaha. That person, mantavyaha, tavya he is using, must be looked upon as a sadhu. You may think he's a criminal and all. Yeah, criminal is not going to escape. There's no escape. And that person may be serving time. He may be in a jail, incarcerated, life imprisonment. Possible. Because that is what is the punishment. The law says that is a punishment. That person may be serving it. But in the jail, guess what happened? He's a sadhu. Krishna says this man is now a sadhu. Samantavyaha. Why? Samyak vyavasito hisaha. Samyak vyavasito hi saha, he, that person, he or she, that person, vyavasitaha, vyavasitaha hi saha, vyavasitaha. So whenever this vyavasaya comes, you must, second chapter, Prasad and Veera and Anuradha, who else? Vyavasa, Rukmini. Yeah. So, Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayina. Very important shloka. What is the shloka there say? What is the meaning of Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana? Hey Kurunandana, hey Arjuna, you must have Vyavasayatmika means Shankaracharya. Nishchayatmika buddhihi. You must have clarity about what are your goals in life. Nishchayatmika. I must be crystal clear about what you want. Even in our Laukika, if you are doing a business, you must be crystal clear about what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Do you know, have you done the SWOT analysis? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? You must do all that. Small business, big business, doesn't matter. You have to do all that. Only then you will be successful. So you must be crystal clear. What do I want? And what are your targets? They must say, you must know what your targets are. If you don't plan for, otherwise you can't plan. So your planning will be all just general planning. General planning may be okay, you can survive for a while. But when tough times come, general planning will not work. So, crystal clarity about what you want. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Here, you must be clear. What do I want? Moksha. Moksha means what? That also you must be clear. You simply can't want moksha without knowing what moksha is. How you can want something without knowing what it is? Can we ever want something without knowing what it is? Have you thought about it? This is always famous example. Do you want? Do you love Gagabugai? Do you love Gagabugai? Do you like the taste of Gagabugai? I miss what? Some news, something come up. I keep up with the news quite a bit. All electronic gadgets, this, that, and then Amazon. I go to Amazon.com periodically and they advertise all these products. It's there right in front, it's just rolling on the screen. Before I even forgot what I came to Amazon.com for, and I got attracted by all these things that are moving in front of me. And all these nice gadgets they're showing. I know everything. Now you're telling me Gagabugai? Are you telling me I don't know something? That's what some people will ask. Therefore, you can't know. You have to know what it is. Only then you can desire. You can say, I need it, I don't need it, I can wait for some time. All that. Therefore, the knowledge of what is needed is there. Okay. And so, Vyavasayatmika buddhi. The clarity. Nishchayatmika buddhi, Krishna. Because some people translate this word Vyavasaya in especially in the southern part of India, Vyavasaya means farming. Farming. Okay, farming context doesn't work. How come Krishna is he really talking about farming here? Okay, it doesn't work. So okay, let's convert it to something else. It means some occupation. Occupation. You must be busy. You must be a hard worker. Hard worker. I like that. That's a good value. Just work hard. Yeah, working hard and all is important, but you can't put simply because something you like to do, you can't do like that. So you have to rely on Shankaracharya. And then he says, Nischayatmika buddhi. Clarity about what is what. Moksha. What is moksha? Go to the Guru and ask, what is moksha? Don't run after moksha. Before I run for moksha, I want to know what moksha is. That's it. Once you ask that, whole life takes a different turn altogether, is it not? And so the same that I was thinking of that when I saw this word vyavasito hisa. Same meaning here also. Vyavasayatmika saha. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi saha. Same word you can lift and put it here. Nischayaha. A person with nischayaha, with clarity and commitment, that person, and that person has made the right resolutions. That person will not make a New Year resolution and simply forget about it next day. January 2, resolutions are forgotten. Huh? Hey, what happened to all those great resolutions you made? For a few days, few days, not bad. At least a few days you did. I want to cut down my intake of coffee. 10 coffees a day. I want to cut down a little. Doctor has said this is not good for me, and so I want to cut down. For a few days, I cut down. How many did you cut down? One coffee I cut. I was having 9 coffees a day. After that resolution, nothing got. Resolution got resolved and got resolved. Over. Finished. So, no. This person is Vyavasitaha. This person is being clear. And he was a Suduracharaha before. And so this person has a long way to go. He's constantly, it's going to be a struggle for this person because mind was constantly going after the wrong things. And so, but the person has changed the priorities. Everything changed. And so now, and that day when he decided, I am not going to be like this, that day is the biggest milestone in the life of this person. Rest are details. He has to do, he has rest are details. He can figure it all out. Okay. And so, then, I'm reminded of Puja Swamiji's statement. What is the statement? Nobody can change another person. Nobody, constantly in our life, if you carefully look at it, we are trying to change other people. Our family members, relative, husband, wife, mother, father, children, constantly changing. No, you should not do this. No, I told you how to do this. You're always like this. You don't listen to me at all. You're going to get yourself into trouble. Constant. This mantra is constant in a family. Just something or the other. It's all going. Especially children are there. It's constant mantra. Wash your legs. Always you do this. How many times I have to tell you to wash your legs before entering the home or before entering the puja room? You don't listen to me at all. Oh, sorry, mom. Sorry. So, hidden in that is non-acceptance of the other person. A lot of things are good. You have to tell the right things to the right people at the right time. That is all there. But can I really accept a person the way they are? Okay. Suppose I don't like certain things about a person. Can I just accept, yeah, that's how the person is? Have I ever done that? Or am I trying to find a way to change that? Now, unhealthy habits and all, you have to engage, no doubt about that. But somebody says you cannot change another person. No human being can change another human being. Not possible. But there is a but there. But if that human being, if that person has decided to change themselves, no force in the world can stop that person. Even God cannot stop. Krishna also cannot stop if you have decided it. That is such a beautiful thing. Therefore, here it applies. Vyavasitaha. That person has made a commitment. Krishna, of course, is not going to come in anybody's way. And so another famous statement comes to my mind. Buddhyamam sahasam dhairyam buddhi shakti parakramaha. And then what? How many of you remember this? Shadete yatra vartante tatra devaha sahaya krit. Udyamam, effort. Sahasam, courage. Dhairyam, asahasam, perseverance. Dhairyam, courage. Udyamam, sahasam, dhairyam. Buddhi, you have to use your buddhi. You can't keep saying God will do everything for me. Yeah, God has given you a buddhi so that when God is busy in America, in India, you can use your buddhi. Because it will take him some time. How he's only one God, he can't go everywhere. So until God comes, you got to keep your buddhi, all right? So udyamam, sahasam, dhairyam, buddhi, shakti. Shakti, engage all the resources. You have the ability. If you don't have it, go ask your neighbor. Ask somebody, go call your friend and say, this is my problem. Ask him. Shakti, parakramaha. When something is not working in your favor, don't simply hang up the phone. Don't just sit down and put your head on the hand and sit like this. No, parakramaha. No. These things will happen. Let's give it some time. I'm going to, whether I have to wait it out or something I have to act immediately. Health, act immediately. Don't say tomorrow it will get better. Day after tomorrow it will get better. Many people get into trouble just because of this. Just because they are not, they just don't want to go to the doctor. That's it. Because what will the doctor do? I can't go to the doctor. See, what will the doctor do? 3 days later, somebody else has to admit you in the hospital. Okay, then the doctor will definitely do something to you. But now at least you are able to walk and talk, and you can go yourself to the hospital. Okay, so this is the thing. So parakramaha. What are the six? Udyamam, sahasam, dhairyam, buddhi, shakti, parakramaha. Shad ete. These six. Yatra vartante. Where these things are present, or in whom these things are present, there only devaha sahaya krit. Gods will help only that person, it seems. This is very partial, no? Shadete. That means what? Bhagavan is saying, hey, I've given you all the things you need. If you refuse to use these things, if you refuse to use your buddhi, what can I do? That's what he's saying. Very important.
Can you repeat the Shadyate?
Udyamam. Udyamam means what? Effort. Prayatna. Whatever you have to accomplish, effort is needed. Sahasam. Perseverance. You got to keep doing it sometimes. Dhairyam. Courage. Udyamam, sahasam, dhairyam. Buddhi. Shakti. Marshal all the resources. Shakti here means resource. Shri, resource. All kinds of resources are needed. People resources. Things are needed. You may have to borrow money to get something. Whatever it is, do it. You may have to spend money you're not willing to spend. No. If it is the right thing, it may cost you a lot of money, but spend it. What to do? That's how it is. Okay. Shakti, parakramaha. Parakramaha. Don't be discouraged by. You have to really fight it out. It's called parakrama. Shadiyete yatra vartante. Yatra vartante. Shadiyete yatra vartante. Where these six qualities are present. In whom these six qualities are present. Tatra devaha sahaya krit. Tatra devaha sahaya krit. There alone Deva can help. That is what they say. You can take the horse to water, but cannot make it drink. This is what comes to my mind. Okay. So therefore, the God also is helpless. I am the human being who can make God helpless. You think you are the creator of this world and all that? I will make sure you are helpless. Okay, I can make you helpless. Okay. So therefore, that's the meaning of all this shloka, very important shloka, Sudurachara. So, even a rank criminal, if the person has guilt will be there. Oh my God, I wasted my life. I ruined the lives of so many people. Okay, I'm serving time, all right. I need to go to jail. I have to suffer it out. I'm happy to suffer it out. See, that itself is a great thing. I think I got the right punishment and I will suffer it out. I'll be in jail the rest of my life. But I ruined everybody's lives. Guilt. So, counseling has to be given and punishment has been given anyway. Then the person will become what? Sadhuhu. When a person thinks like that, Sadhuhu eva samantavyaha, Krishna says. Okay. So let's translate the shloka. even if someone of highly improper conduct, even if someone of highly improper conduct, seeks me without a sense of separation, without a sense of separation. The way Puja Swamiji's translation it is, okay? Without a sense of separation, comma, he is to be considered, a good person, because he is one whose understanding is clear. He is one whose understanding is clear. Okay, we have to imagine such a person. And if you had some friends or any people like that, that's good. Otherwise, you'd imagine. Once the person's clarity has come, he is repented, he's doing whatever, assuming he was a law caught him and all that, and he's serving punishment, etc. And the person has changed. Then he's a sadhu, means he can give the right advice to others also. Hey, don't do all this. He will be very clear because, hey boy, you can't do all these things. Life is too precious. Don't waste time like me. I wasted my life like this. Like that, he will give advice. Perfect advice. Right person to give advice also. Okay. So that person. So let me repeat this. Even if someone of highly improper conduct seeks me without a sense of separation, comma, she is to be considered a good person because he is one whose understanding is clear. Full stop. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.